introduction. I'm actually here with one of my co-leaders in Toronto, Ruth Echeverry. So we're just testing the sound for a second. I apologize for that. Oh, there's our great leader, Dave Daughtry. So we have an incredible presentation for you guys tonight. I'm broadcasting live from my phone. I know that you're broadcasting live, and we have all kinds of views happening. And I am just so thankful with the life that God has given me, and especially for the partnership that I have created with you, Michael, with my team here, and especially, and I'll talk a little bit more about the relationship of Dave and Gabriela Daughtry for me. And so I'll do that through my presentation. I'm not ready to completely introduce him yet. So what I'll do is I'll start the presentation tonight, and I welcome everybody that has logged in on the webinar, because it just shows more commitment once you actually put your name and email and you're in the actual webinar. But for those of you that are watching live, we're happy to share with you as well this. We use technology anywhere we can, and you'll see why with my presentation. So I'm going to share screen. Now, just to give you a little bit of what we're going to do, I'm actually going to present for about 15 or 20 minutes the business opportunity that we have. We don't go a lot in detail with the things that I go. So the person that is sharing this video with you, or the person that actually invited you to watch this presentation, you go back to that person for details. What tonight is about is stories. And wow, do I have a story to tell you. I've prepared one that even Michael and Dave are going to be blown away. So I'm going to start 20 minutes presentation. Go through everything, that why I do what I do, 25 minutes. And then after that, I'll introduce this great man that you guys see, and he's going to help me just bring it along into, you know, the amazing finish that we always do. So let me share the screen with everyone. And here we go. Mike, are we good with my screen?
A-okay. Looks great.
Excellent. Okay, guys. So this is, oh, I have to actually change my phone to project this screen. Okay, sorry. Here we go. I think I can see that. All right. So for those of you who are live, if you're just listening, I'm not sure what I'm projecting, but what I do want to tell you is a little bit about the business that I do and why I do it. Now, why I decided to post it on live, you're going to hear a story that you've never heard before, is the real reason why I do this business, which is the business of the 21st century. But I have a story to tell you before this. And so I'll leave this slide for now, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about an angle that a lot of people haven't heard and don't know, because it's more the personal part. But today, as I was meditating on what I was going to do tonight, I said, what a great part of my life to share. And it's not an easy one, but today was all about woman empowering woman. I actually wanted to say something that, like I said, a lot of people haven't heard before. So I separated 5 years ago. I'm sorry, 5.5 years ago. And a lot of people do know that part. Mateo is 6. So I actually left my marriage with a baby of 4 months. And that was tough. That was really, really tough. And a lot of people that didn't walk with me that road know how tough it was. But I'll tell you why I'm sharing this with you in a second. So what happens is, I had a wonderful job, and I still did not think as a woman that I was good enough, because that's what women do. We just beat ourselves up and we say, I won't be able to do this on my own. So I remember very well that my sister, Adriana, had joined this company many years prior to that. And she kept telling me about the amazing opportunity and the compensation plan this company had. And I kept telling her, you know what? I am married. We make a very good combined income. I don't have to worry about anything. Why would I go into network marketing? This is the life that I want to live. I have a house, I have a car, I have a great job, I'm doing well, and I don't want to join an MLM. But she said, at least try the product. And for 4 years, this woman kept talking about how great this product and this company was. In the meantime, I couldn't even remember the name, because I was just so focused on trying to make the top in my company, because all I could see was, how do I climb the stairwell? How do I get to be the best person in that company? How do I get to the top? And that was what I was obsessed about. And all I could care was that. to the point that I was not able to get pregnant, and we had to go into in vitro fertilization. So, I think that the job was taking over my life, but I was not noticing. Anyway, in 2012, I had the amazing miracle, number one, to do what I said I would do, which was to get to the top of that company and also to be pregnant and have a baby. But what I realized was that my marriage had taken a toll. And it had taken a toll because we were both obsessed with getting to the top, getting the goals done, getting to do what we needed to do, and we had messed up completely our life, our marriage life. So I said, you know what, I am so sorry, but I think it's better for our child to actually break this marriage. And it wasn't as easy. There was not really an agreement at the beginning, but we ended up agreeing on it, and that's what happened. So that's a really good angle. But I'm going to tell you something, guys. I said, okay, I can do this, and I can do this alone. I have a job, so the job protects me. I don't have his income, but I have a job. And now I obsessed with my job. And I said, I have a job. And you know what? I am so thankful because my company supported me all the way. All I did was work through the next 2 years on women's issues, and my boss and the president and the vice president, they just said, go ahead, fly away, and they supported me. So I'm not saying that it wasn't great to have the job, but what happened next is incredible. So at that time, I was already starting to take the product, and the product did amazing things for my health, which I don't want to talk about too much, like I said today, about that. And so now I was falling in love with the product. So I was a customer for this company, and I thought, oh my gosh, my sister was right. So now it took her 4 years. Listen to that, 4 years for me to try that product. Okay, now comes the next part. I actually, my niece was living with me. She was involved with the company. My mom was involved with the company. My nephew was involved with the company. They even came to Canada, and they were trying to recruit my boss one time, my boss at the other company, and it was just hilarious. But what happened next, you guys are going to be really laughing at this. What happened next is that my platinum upline leader today, that you will meet today, came to Canada to meet my niece. So he said, there's something going on in Canada. I want to hear about this. And he came and gave a presentation to what was now the team that my mom and my niece were running. And he asked me, are you going to join us? And I remember this day, and I always tell Dave this because I remember this day as if it was yesterday. I said to him, oh no, I cannot leave my job. I just left my marriage, and what would I do without my job? And I have a small baby, and I just can't. And it was so dramatic, and I'll tell you why it was wonderful, because I will always remember the words that this man said to me. He came here, flew to Canada for 1 day to do the presentation, and flew back. But he said to me, with his big eyes, he said to me, okay, I will be here waiting for you when you are ready. Oh my gosh, guys. I said, huh? That's all I said, because I didn't know what he meant. I was like, what is this man talking about? I'll be here ready, waiting for you when you're ready. So I'll tell you something very interesting, what happened next. So I continued working at my job, and I started noticing that there was like exciting things happening for my niece here in Canada. And at this point, I just kept working my job, just kind of like wanting to do this, and could not make myself say, I can do this. And this is why I said it's important that you ladies especially, and gentlemen, hear me tonight. If you are in network marketing and you're a woman and you think that this is not the business for you, you are wrong. This is the best business for women that want to be able to raise their children and have time with them. Because I'm here at home tonight, and I just put my baby to sleep. For you gentlemen who think that your wife is not doing what she needs to do, Dave Daughtry was able to let his amazing and beautiful wife raise 5 children because he was doing network marketing, and they got to travel, and they got to do the business together, and they did everything. So gentlemen, if you're doing this business and you're doing it for your family because you can allow your wife to stay home and not have to work so hard, or not at all, because she's raising your treasures, this is the business for you. Now, to all of those single moms like me, to all those women that maybe are not single but think that they're not good enough, this is the business for you, because what I'm going to tell you next is incredible. So I went to a convention, and at this point I'm only a customer, and I saw what was the moment that changed my life. I saw 7,000 people enjoying this convention, and I thought, oh my gosh, these people are crazy. I don't understand. They're running with their flags and they're excited, and I thought, I want to have what they have. I love my company where I work, but I never felt that energy. And I said, I have to do this, but I still wasn't ready. And so I kind of kept procrastinating. And my point is, it took me 4 years to become a customer and another 3 to become a distributor. That's 7 years I've wasted. Can you imagine where I would be right now if I had taken my sister's offer 7 years ago? So what I have for you tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is an opportunity of a lifetime that I don't want you to take 7 years or 4 years or even 1 month to think about, because I have wasted enough time. And I said to myself, if I can raise my child knowing that I'm here in his life and that I will never miss a moment, just like when I was at that concert and he knew his mom would never miss a concert again, because that's the promise I made to him. And I also promised him that we would travel the world. And last month, we did a road trip where we actually were 3 days going down to Florida, 3 days going up. And a lot of people tell me, wow, you do travel a lot. Well, I have to travel because I'm supporting my team. Mateo comes along in most of my trips or some of my trips. If you're there in Toronto, he's with me. And he knows that mommy's working when she's talking about this business or when she's, and he knew tonight. I said, baby, I got to start a meeting at 9. So you got to have eyes closed by 8:30. And he knows. I said, baby, we're going to make this happen with a lot of families around the world. And you and I are going to travel the world to visit all those families. And this kid, he already has the bug for traveling. And so if you love it, that's why I said today, if you guys have been asking how come I was able to do 4 trips to Hawaii, 1 trip to Alaska, 1 trip on the Caribbean cruise, and that's nothing, because my leader actually has traveled to over 100 countries. So because he supported each one of the people that he has, just like he did when he came to Canada. So this is my life, guys. I just can't tell you enough, but I'll tell you a little bit more throughout the presentation. So that's my life. This is the big thing that I wanted to say, because it marked the moment of my life. Now, next I want to tell you, I don't even know if you guys can see the screen of my life. Here we go. I'll try and get this done here. Okay. So a lot of people are worrying about their finances. Yes, you know what? We worried. I had a job and I worried. I had a job and I had a husband that made a high income and I worried. So 96% of people actually worry before going to bed about their finances. The next thing is, how many people, guys, do you think retire wealthy after working for 40 years? And this is what happened to me, because I was working, I was already 14 years in that company. I have been 18 years in Canada, so it was pretty much all my Canadian life. And I realized that at that rhythm, I was not going to have enough money, especially after I left the marriage, to give myself and my child and my mother the life that I wanted. So I'm going to give you some stats. Out of 100 people, 35 are actually, after 40 years of work, dead, or they have to get help from the government. Now, the 54 that are left, this is like all the red people, those are actually getting help from family members or the government. So we have 30 people that have died and 54 that are dead. 34 that are dead and 54 that are getting help from government or family, which leaves us with 10 people. 90 out of 100 are dead or broke or dead broke. What do you think about that? So out of those, 5 actually still have to work. They do little odd jobs like being at Walmart, being a greeter, or helping with some bookkeeping at home for a friend. If they were accountants, they find a way to make some extra cash. But that's not pretty fair. Now, only 4 actually get to live a comfortable life, but only 1 retires wealthy, which was my initial question. So tell me, which one do you want to be? Because I made a choice. And the choice was that I was going to be the one that was comfortable enough that I would not only have for myself, but that I would have to give to families in need. women that are needing support, that are looking for a way to make an income. Now, after 40 years of work, for me, I said, no way. And that's when I actually quit the job and I said, I'm going to take a big risk because I can do it. Now, I'll tell you again, back to Dave Daughtry. When I told him I'm going to quit my job tomorrow, because I told him one day before, he said, thank you. That's all he said. And I went like, huh? Again, he always left me like with my jaw down because I said, what is he talking about? But I knew what he was talking about. He was actually also already he had been talking about this, but I was not listening. So I want you guys to listen to me tonight because I was deaf to this. And he had already been talking to me about the jobs are not very safe. And jobs are not safe because somebody else is trying to take your job away from you. It's not somebody else. Guess what it is? It's something else. It's an artificial intelligence. And you know what that is? Robots that are building our cars, robots that are driving cars. Like you hear it with Uber all the time. And I don't know if you've been in a restaurant and instead of a waiter, you actually get an iPad. So all of these jobs are going to disappear. Think a little bit about your job. How safe are you right now? Not because you're competing with that too. You're competing against the younger market. You're competing against, people that are coming from other countries. But guess what? We're competing not even against other humans. We're competing against robots. They don't take time off. They don't go on maternity leave. They don't get sick. So traditional jobs will disappear. And I'm not talking only traditional jobs. Lawyers and doctors, you already see it in a lot of the news. Doctors are operating and they're doing surgeries and they're using bionic arms. So they're working from a joystick. And this is, we still need some humans, but we're not going to need as many. So how do we retire young? I'm going to give you an example. So if I wanted to make $7,318 and actually, stop working, so do this without a job, I would have to have almost $3 million in the bank at 3%. Do any of you have $3 million in your portfolio? Because I know I don't. And I know that I can do it, but I can do it only with the new business of the 21st century. So I'll tell you a little bit about traditional marketing. Traditional marketing is, let's say that we need to build, we actually need a bottle of water. So 36% goes into the actual making of the product in the manufacturing. 20% goes to warehouse, 12% goes to transportation, and 32% goes into marketing and advertising in store. So the business of the 21st century, we have 36% going to the production of the product, the same bottle of water, but 64% is going to be going to the distributor or the customer. That's what we call network marketing. And you guys have been doing it for a long time, trust me. Network marketing is actually about sharing something that you love. And when you guys go to a restaurant, you share it with friends. And did that restaurant actually give you a commission? Or you buy something from a store and you're actually telling people, oh, I found my vitamins cheaper at, whatever store. And did that store give you a discount or give you a gift for recommending to other friends? No, but this is what we do in network marketing. And the company that I represent and that I'm very proud of, the name is For Life. So I'm going to really quickly run through this because I can't wait for you guys to hear a little bit more on how my upline leader, the man that believed in me, the man that knew that I was going to make it happen, waited as long as he needed to wait. And actually, I was able to jump into the right side of the track. So these are the owners of our company. And I say our company because we're not employees. We are business partners to David and Bianca Lisenby and his family. He created this company 20 years ago with a dream that he would bring the product that he had developed and bought the patents for to the world, because it was a product that he could not keep quiet and he didn't want to sell it to pharmaceuticals. He wanted everybody that wanted to be part of this company to be part of this company. So what did he do? He actually started with one, and now we have over 120. Tonight, I'm just going to show you really quickly one of the products, and it's our ProTF. Now, Dave Daughtry, as you can see, you're going to hear him tonight. This is the way I saw him in Canada, okay? This is like a few years ago. This is like a regular 55-year-old man, and I didn't see him in his bathing suit, by the way, because I think he came in February, but this is in a Punta Cana resort when he's going on one of the trips. Now, the man that you see at the bottom, that's him with his transformation. Now, this beautiful lady, Adriana Castillo, she weighed over 300 pounds, and look at how great she looks now. And Hector Rocho, he actually, a senior that earned money just because he wanted to make a healthier lifestyle of himself. That's me. That's me in 2011. Oh my goodness. I was thin. I was size 2. It was like just marvelous to be thin. And then I had a baby. Then I had a divorce. And so I jumped 12 sizes in 1 year. So I went from, skinny mini to very big and getting bigger every day. And I thought, no. I want to be healthy because I want to be there for my son. I am a 45-year-old mom, and I'm going to be on that marriage that, I don't know, he'll marry when he's 30 or something, but I'm going to be dancing like the Latin woman that I am. I'm not going to be in a wheelchair, and I'm not going to be obese, and I'm just going to have the best health lifestyle that I can have. Because for me, health is wealth. And so I thought this company is the perfect match for me, because I have an example. This lady, she's 70 years old, and she made it happen, a transformation in 3 months. And this is how I want to do it. I want to be 70 and I want to be dancing and healthy. And so I invest in my health for long term. And our company is all about that. Our company is about immune system, and the changes of immune system are constant. They're always being challenged. This is what protects us. And so for us, we actually only have one incredible product. We could do this whole business with one product, but we have 120 to choose from, but a lot of them we have decided, we just want to be very competitive with the market out there. So we have pretty much anything, but no one has what we have. And again, talk to the person that invited you to listen to this, because I can't go too deep into this, but I'll tell you that we have something called transfer factor, and it's not a plant, not a vitamin, not a pharmaceutical. It is something that you already have in your body, and we have something that is going to wake it up. And it's going to be like when your car runs out of battery and you plug it into the other car, and it's going to jumpstart your system and increase what you need the most. You see all these people right now in North America dying of the flu, and the flu vaccines are not even working. So how do you want to actually be protected or not protected? Because it is all about immune system, guys. It is all about keeping it balanced. It can't be too high and it can't be too low. It has to be just right. So regulating your immune system is about what it's about. So recognizing the threat. If you know about having a really bad flu or there's something happening in your family, you know that your body will respond depending on how you have eaten, if you are well rested, if you have no stress. And so for us, transfer factor is the molecule that recognizes, responds, and remembers the threat to be able to fight it faster. Again, go back to the person that invited you to listen a little bit more about this. All I'm going to say is that 437%, that big number, that's how much your natural killer cells will bring the immune system up to. So natural killer cells are your immunity, your own cell in your body. And with our product, it's going to go up to 437%. Our company is not just a Me Too company. It's not just a little juice that we created in the kitchen or that we created in a nice lab that is very fancy. Our company has one of the most amazing immunology departments. And this is a state-of-the-art, controlled by the FDA every year. They go and check it. And our Health Science Advisory Board has nutritionists, molecular genesis. I can't even say that word. Anyway, the doctors here are all PhDs. They have masters in their fields. And I've had the pleasure to meet them all. And they are incredible. They are accessible. They are here to support your needs. Foundation for Life. Everybody knows that a company has to have something that they actually stand for. It can't be just about, success and money and helping people. Yeah, that's great too, helping people make a different life for themselves. But what about giving back to the planet or giving back to the world? If you go to foundationforlife.com, you can read a little bit more on that. We have in pretty much every country that we have presence on, it's 26 countries, and we have 150 50 countries where you can actually get transfer factor. But on our countries that we have buildings on, we have centers where people can go. We give out backpacks, but most importantly, we feed the children. Our goal this year is to reach the mark of 7 million children that will be fed through the purchase of a product that we have that not only has the food that they need, or that you can do one child for a month or 24 kids. You know, there's a lot of orphanages and schools that we feed, whatever you decide. But this is amazing because our product also gives them back their health. So we have orphanages with children with AIDS in Dominican Republic, which I can't wait to meet. And we have in my own country in Colombia, our center where we actually support families, not only children, but families. So talk a little bit more if you want to have the heart of service. We have a lot to do with that. For those of us that love fun and traveling, this year I got to be in the best amazing trip of this company. This is an all expenses paid trip for two in the Allure of the Seas, and this cruise was amazing. It had 21 levels, and we did everything from rock climbing to ice skating shows, Mamma Mia at night. It was just, I can't even tell you how amazing this is. And all you have to do is work really hard. Now, trust me, I was blessed because in my company that I worked before, I used to go on amazing trips. But oh my God, did I have to work? And oh my gosh, the pressure was on if the results were not there after we had the trip. So again, I was blessed. I did many beautiful trips with that company, but I can't wait to do the ones where I am with my team and I am enjoying not only, you know, with my coworkers, but that I'm enjoying with the people that I have helped and support to get there, because that's what Great Escape is about. How many people can you take to the trip? How many families can enjoy an all expenses trip that they would not be able to pay in their dreams just by helping others? How do you start? Well, it's very easy. You talk to the person that that invited you, and you get started. That's how simple it is. How do you make the money? There's many ways, but we'll talk about the top three. There's a customer bonus. So for products that you sell, you make 25%. If you're doing orders of your base, which the person can explain a little bit more, you make 25% on anything after that. So you remember when I told you if you're recommending a restaurant, people in the restaurant are not paying you to recommend. Here, you're getting discounts for excess sales, but you're also getting a percentage with your customers. Plus, if people want to start the business with you, you also get cash for that. So this gets paid daily in our company. So daily means you do the work and tomorrow is in your bank. In Canada, it's a monthly check. But here in the States, we are targeting the North American market. It's paid daily. You need money, go work. Tomorrow you'll have money in the bank. How do the commissions work? This is what I love. Residual income. This is where I said, I'm not going to stay until I'm 40 years in this job because I will probably have about the same salary. So my salary was growing at around 2 to 3% with the inflation. And there were several years where the company, as many do, asked us to give up our, I'm not even sure if I'm allowed to disclose this, but I think I am because a lot of companies do it. If we could please give up our some of the raise, which everybody should get, because that would save some of the jobs. And so this is what we were willing to do because we didn't want people losing their jobs. So a lot of companies are closing down. And I said, okay, if I stay here, first of all, how do I know I'm going to be safe? And second, is my salary really going to grow? Because I wasn't seeing it grow at the level I wanted. But with residual income, if you invite 6 people to join and be part of your business, this is just an example. You can do with more or less. But just to give you an example, if I have 6 people and they're using the product, and this is just a pack, to give you an example, it's $250. And then the commission, which is the partnership that our owners pay us, is $30 for recommending and sharing the product. Now, these 6 people, they multiply to 36. Now I'm going to get a $1,170 check a month. These 6 multiplied to 216. So you see, 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. So I teach people to do 6. I teach 6 people to do what I did, and it'll multiply. It'll multiply. And it'll be from Canada to Africa to India. I have a leader in Philippines that is amazing that I met on the cruise. And so I just can't wait. Now I'm actually trying to build my Hawaii extension. And so you can actually build anywhere you want. I will be hosting the meeting from Hawaii next week because I can move the business with me. I hosted the meeting from Orlando when I was with my son because I can move the business with me. I don't have to ask for vacation. I don't have to do it from an office. I can do it from my phone and from any country in the world. So you know what? $6,000 to start a month. That would be a great start. This is 200 people in your team, but it grows from that. And how much it grows? I can tell you that our platinum that you will hear today, he has helped 100 people get their income up to $1 million a year. So he has helped over 100 people become millionaires. I think I'm under the right team, guys. Don't you think that? I'm just so excited about this guest that I have today. So talk to the person that you were invited by tonight. There's some starter packs that they can discuss with you that are around $500, $300, or you can choose a simple one for $100. But if you're business minded, let me tell you that this product, people are going to want what you have. So talk to the person that invited you. And I'm going to now give the floor to, oh my goodness, let me just stop the share for a second. Wow, I am so happy to introduce to you guys Platinum International Dave Daughtry. This man is, like I said, I don't have enough words for the trust that he gave me when he originally came to Canada and said, whenever is your time, I'll be waiting. And then when he said, thank you, he actually said, thank you, because I said, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to go in your team. And I was just so proud. And now I have a relationship with the Gabriela Daughtry, his beautiful wife, and him. And I'm telling you, I can't say enough. I'm just going to let him talk because, guys, when you have the support of leaders that are like Dave Daughtry, and when you have partners like the Crossline that I have this year on Michael, and I'm so excited about sharing this business with you. So Platinum International, Dave Daughtry, for all of you. Dave, you have the floor.
Thank you, Claudia. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you perfect.
Great. Awesome presentation. I always love hearing you, your energy, and all the bullet points that you talk about, and really the reasons why we do this as a business. And so I'd just like to touch on a few things tonight that have happened recently. To me, I've been asked some questions, and it turns out that the people that have been asking me these questions are my son's friends. My son has turned 18, and he now is interested in building for life. You have to be 18 to be enter into a contract. And so his friends he's been talking to, and it's funny because the three questions I've been asked the most is, one, where would I live if I could live anywhere? My answer is right where I live. I love it where I live. I live on a mountaintop. The sunsets are awesome over the ocean. And I love it up here. I have 7 acres. I've got deer in my San Diego, and I got deer in my backyard. 7 acres. I'm in the country, yet I'm a half hour away from the airport. Couldn't find a better place. Weather, always nice and warm and sunny. I miss the snow now and then. So right where I live, I love it. The other is I get asked if I could drive any car, what would I drive? The car I drive. I'm not bragging, but I have an i8. There's not many of them around, and I love it. And it's my favorite car I've ever had. I'm happy. The third one I get asked, which really is the most important one, is if I could do anything for a living, what would I do? Exactly what I'm doing right now. I love what I do. And here's why. And I've been doing this for 36 years now. I love this because two things. One, I get to impact other people's lives. And I enjoy that because I feel I'm impacting them in a positive way through two things. One, through a product that will help them with wellness. It will help them prevent disease. It will help them maintain a strong immune system. It's the only product on the market on the planet that there is that can do what our product does. Increase your immunity by 437%. There's nothing else out there. So I have a product that will help people with their health. I like that. Why? I like to see healthy people. Number 2, wealth. Everybody in their lifetime, maybe not everybody, but just about everybody, works hard to establish some sort of freedom. And when I say freedom, I'm not talking about a 2-week vacation every year that you get to go someplace like Yellowstone National Park. I love Yellowstone. I was just there this year. The point is, you make your choices, how you want, with whom you want, where you want. All right? So that's real freedom. And when you have financial independence, you can have that freedom. But how are you going to accomplish that financial independence? There's many ways. People try things all the time. All right. People go from doing, Facebook ads to marketing something to whatever it may be. Well, the reason I love what I do is because I'm not just selling something. I'm building, and I like to build. So if those of you out there listening, if it is your desire to help other people, if it is your desire to live a life of abundance, if it is your desire to live a life of health, all right, and not illness, and all the things that come with aging. I know I'm 57, I'll be 58 in a couple of months. So the point is, you can make the difference, but it's your choice. You have to decide. I love this because I get to help other people. In our business, you cannot get to the top or any rank by yourself. You must do it with others. But you must have a different way of thinking. When I say, in fact, I'm writing a book called A Different Way of Thinking. This isn't about trying to sell something. It's not about trying to get people involved into some sort of a pyramid or scam or whatever. No, this is about bringing people into a family that's like-minded, that is moving the same direction, where we're helping each other as a team, and we're creating a movement. And that's what we're doing. I began this movement 20 years ago. 1998, I joined. Now, everyone has their time. As Claudia mentioned earlier, it took her some time. I knew pretty quickly that I was going to do this because I'd been doing it. I've been networking 18 years before For Life. So I always loved networking. Network marketing has never let me down one time. People have let me down, companies have let me down, but never has this business let me down. Never has For Life let me down in 20 years. I can say that. For Life, over the 20 years, has every time risen up to the occasion. And that's why I love this company so much. So if you have the desire to establish those things I talked about, there's no better place than with us. Here we come on every week, we meet. We've got many different campaigns going on to help market. We teach, we coach, we work with you. I don't know any other business where you get all of that. What did you pay to get on here? Nothing. What does it cost you to listen? Nothing. So, it's all about you, all right? This isn't about me anymore. I've established my financial independence. And I guess maybe I'm bragging a bit. But now my job and my responsibility is to help others achieve that. And that's why Claudia made the comment earlier that I think it sounds like 112, 113 people that make over $1 million a year of income, and that's great. It makes me feel good that I've had that kind of impact on people. What about the ones that make $500,000 or the ones that make 100,000? That's still a great accomplishment. And you know what? Many of them haven't even started yet. They're just getting going. So this is all about doing some simple things. I say simple because they really are simple, but still work. Doesn't mean it's always easy. All right. When somebody says no to you, who takes it easy? Even me, I don't like to get rejected, but I don't, to me, it's no big deal. I'm not saying I like it, but it's no big deal. So there's a difference between something that's easy and something that's simple. All right. It is work, but it's simple work, and I love it. I just tell a story, and that's all I do. I story tell, I relationship build, I work with people, I get on calls. In the beginning, my team had 3 people, me, myself, and I, and that was my team. Now, it's over 500,000 people, but it took time. So what I do, I sort through people. I talk to people. I don't push people. I simply try to entice them to listen and make a decision. If that decision is no, it's okay. Maybe tomorrow will be a different day and you'll be ready. If it's yes, let's go. Let's get you signed up. Let's sit down. Let's come up with a plan of action, and let's work together as a team. And that's why Claudia said get with your sponsor, whoever invited you, because that's what it's all about. It's together building people. Now, the key word is people, all right? I don't try to sell bottles of product. I'm not in this to move bottles. I move people. And everybody consumes their own product every month. And by everybody doing that, we all win, all right? And whether you're starting today or you've been in 20 years, it doesn't matter. I can promise you one thing. We will keep growing. We will keep building. Nothing will stop us. So the question is, are you ready to get involved? Are you ready to change your life? Are you ready to start living a life of abundance? Are you ready to start living a life of the potential health that you can have? I'm watching this flu season kick everyone's butt, all right? And yet I watch those that are taking our product that might catch a cold, but they're not getting hit nowhere nearly as hard as the people that I'm seeing out there. They're living everyday lives and getting affected by this flu this year. So it's not going to get any better. You know, we're just going to have more serious diseases, for lack of better words, you know, whether it's H3N2 or H5N6, it's just going to keep getting worse. So the point is, what are you going to do? Okay. It's simple. All right. Our program is so simple and the investment is so low. You start your business from anywhere from $150 to maybe $500. And now you're in business. Then we got a system in place where Claudia showed you part of it right now with her presentation that she did. We have an automated system called Ditto Touch. We have Ditto Talk. We've got all kinds of tools to help you build. I can go on and on all night. My story is simple. Gabby and I, we looked at For Life in 1998, and it caught my attention because the person who introduced it to me was somebody who I love dearly and believed in. He's a scientist. He's a doctor, and he's really the gentleman who's behind bringing transfer factor, you know, into the light with David Lisenby, Dr. Calvin McCausland. You know, he was the first chief scientific officer at For Life. He's the one who I met in 1993. After 5 years of not even communicating, he ran into a friend of mine on the street in Utah. He said, "How's Dave Daughtry doing?" And my friend, Carlos Quintana, who lives in Argentina, told my friend, Dr. McCausland, I wasn't doing very well. I was suffering from a condition called Crohn's disease. I don't mind saying what it was. And Dr. McCausland reached out to me. Had he not done that, had I not received that letter and that bottle of product to take a look at, I wouldn't be here today, nor would there be 500,000 people that has had a rippling effect, like you drop a stone in a pond and it keeps on rippling. That's the effect that it's had. So I was just simply a messenger. But I joined 20 years ago. My message keeps going. I keep talking. I'm not stopping. I'll keep talking for the next 10 years, whatever. You know, I love what I do. So yes, it's changed our lives. We, you know, as Claudia mentioned earlier, I've traveled to many countries. My family has as well. Gabby's been with us on many of these trips. Our kids have been. We live a life of abundance. My kids are a bit spoiled. Hey, parents spoil the kids. We spoil our grandkids. But they also know this is a business. My 18-year-old, he wants to start building. So let me just share 4 things with you. You're going to live your life one of 4 ways, all right? These are the 4 types of people we have out there. Those that seek jobs. And you know what? I think everybody in their lifetime has had to seek out a job. But I would hope that it's not for long. Why? Because when you have a job, it stands for just over broke. We know that. No employer is going to pay you money to get rich. They're not going to pay you to get wealthy. They're not going to pay you to become financially independent. That's not their job. Their job is to get productivity from you and pay you what they have to pay you, which is really the least amount because they got to make profits, and get as much productivity out of you. That's called a job. Changing time or exchanging time for money. And it's a no-win situation, all right? Because you just don't have enough time to make the money you need to be financially independent. So if a job's what you need, great. Do it for now, but then move on. Number 2, sales. All right? People get in sales, they get in direct sales, and they even start their own business to sell. And even if you're in the restaurant business, you're selling food. You got customers that come in to buy food from you. All right. If you're at a car dealership, you're selling cars. Whether you own the dealership or not, if you own it, congratulations, because you're probably doing pretty well. But I bet you, if you're listening, you probably don't own a car dealership. So if you're doing sales, again, you're doing it simply to make money. We all have that happen in our lives where we have to make money. We need it really bad. So we're going to do what we need to make a sale to make money. Now, here's where I'd like to see you move towards: building. If you're going to do something, why don't you do something that you get to build so that later, if something happens to you that's unfortunate, or if you decide you want to retire or go into semi-retirement at an early age, you can do that. And you've duplicated yourself enough to where other people will continue on without you simply because of your efforts in training them, teaching them, working with them, mentoring them, and caring for them. That's building. It's a process. It's a fun process. And the most rewarding part of it is not what you get. It's what you get to watch other people get. It's what you get to watch other people achieve and watch other people transform. It'll all come back to you 100-fold, but it's what you do for others that will make the difference. And number 4, invest. You want to get to where you're investing. When I started For Life, I had no money. I had a joke. I told people I was so broke I can't even pay attention. It was so bad. Now I can pay attention and then some. So things have changed. But what I did when I started making $1,000 a month and $5,000 a month and $10,000 a month, I kept investing back into my business. Now, what's my business? People. That doesn't mean I threw money at people. It meant that if Claudia called and said, David, can you come up to Toronto to do a meeting for me? Yeah, I'll go. I got $5,000 right now. I'm investing back into my business. I'll go to Toronto. I'll go to Tyler, Texas for J. Michael. And that's what I did. So by doing that, I was investing in the people I'm working with. Now, does it work out every time? No. But you know what? You get to become a really good, I say judge of character, but it's really qualifying. As you work with people and talk to people, you develop skills. And that's what I want to finish on. These skills that you develop are invaluable. You can lose your money. I can lose my money all over again. All the stuff you see behind me, all those books and trophies, there's even a basketball with Magic Johnson's signature on it. I got World Series MVP baseball signatures up there. I can lose all that stuff. But you know what? My skills, I'll go back and rebuild again. And you know what? Why I love this business? It takes most people a lifetime to create wealth and financial freedom. In this business, you can compress a lifetime down into 5-7 years of work. That's why I love it. So I'd be back on top again in probably this time 2, 3, 4, 5 years at the most. Okay. So if you're going to do something, build and invest in yourself and invest in people. I believe that's the best investment. Why? Because if you treat people right, I understand there are people that manipulate and people that are whatever you want to call them, but people for the most part are good people. And if you treat them well, they appreciate it and you bond. And it's that bonding experience. I didn't know Claudia years and years ago. And yet I don't talk to her probably as much as Gabby does, but Gabby talks to her probably every day. That's the relationship they have. You see, that's what I love about this business. How would you like to have hundreds and even thousands and maybe hundreds of thousands of friends that care about you and love you and support you and want to work with you? It's an amazing thing. But you know what? This isn't about me. It's about you. You have to make a decision. So I encourage you to join us. Get involved. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. It changed my life. It's changing Claudia's life, J. Michael's life. And those people that are listening on the line are with us because they want to move the same direction. We're all moving. We invite you to come along with us and live a life of abundance and prosperity. So thank you for having me, Claudia. I love getting on these calls. I'll turn it back over to you. And J. Michael, there you are. And again, thanks again. And I hope to see many of you on these calls in the future, having fun with us and participating. Thank you.
Well, I think I don't even have anything more to say because that was just so amazing. Every time I hear him talk, it just gives me goosebumps. And this is a great man that he is. So I can't wait to spend some time with them in convention, which is coming. And for all of those of you listening to this video tonight, like I said, don't do what I did, which is wait years and years to make the decision, because now I said is the best decision that anybody can make. So Michael, I'm going to let you close it. And again, I am so thankful for your partnership and how we support each other. We are one team, one family, and we all want to see all of us not stepping like in jobs over our heads to get to the top, but actually Michael and I have made a promise. We're going to have our flags in convention, just like, you know, we're going to walk together that stage together. So we do this together at your own pace. But, you know, those who want to run like Michael and me, we're going to make it happen. And, you know, God decides when it's going to happen. But we have a plan. And plan is we're walking on that stage with our flags. So thank you, everybody. Michael, you can close us.
Well, thank you. And what a wonderful night, folks. Thanks so much for taking all this time tonight. And I did not, every minute I was on the edge of my seat. I never tire of hearing from both of you guys. And you're right, guys. We are a family. And we are a family. It's not just the three of us. We could go on for a long time naming incredible amounts of people that we've surrounded ourselves with and have come on board with us all over the globe, from Africa to like Kenya and all over, Philippines, India. Our teams are growing, and all through the United States. The United States is just so much fun. And here in Tyler. And so anyway, we'll see all of you at the convention, I hope, and get your questions answered. And as Claudia says, just make a decision. We just don't want you to miss out on this amazing opportunity to join a family of people building people. And the rewards are way beyond even the financial rewards that you'll experience. We can't describe those. You're going to have to experience them. But once you experience them, you're going to know what we're talking about. So thanks for joining us tonight. Get back with your families and enjoy the rest of your wonderful evening. And we'll be back here next Tuesday night, same time. And we'll share some more stories with you. So thank you, folks, and good night tonight. Thanks.
Good night, everybody. Thank you.